Find the area of the region bounded by the curves y equals square root of x, second curve y equals x square, and x equals 2. So let's graph these three functions. Okay, these three curves, not necessarily functions. So y equals square root of x, y equals x square, so it will be a curve, okay, y equals x square, and x equals 2, so 2 1. In the previous question we found the point of intersection of these two curves. Okay, setting square root of x equals x squared, we found x equals 0 and 1. In fact, if you look at your calculator, you can also see this is 0, this is 1, and x equals 2. So we need to graph x equals 2. So x equals 2. So basically we are finding the area between these two curves here, this small area, and from 1 to 2 this area. Okay, y equals x square, y equals square root of x. Okay, let me graph this slightly better way. Okay, y equals square root of x, and the third curve was x equals 2, which is here, x equals 2. And we have this region and this region. Okay, so there are two different areas. Then we find the area in this way. In this case, area, first we go from 0 to 1, upper curve in this domain 0 to 1, upper curve, that's square root of x, upper curve, minus lower curve, which is this is y equals x squared, plus, now this area is from 1 to 2, 1 to 2. In this case, upper curve, this is the upper curve, sorry, this one, just x squared, minus lower curve is this, square root of x. Okay, now we need to find two different definite integrals. In fact, we found this in the previous question. Okay, or we can find here as well. This is x raised to 1/2. So entire derivative of x raised to 1/2 is x 1/2 plus 1 3/2 divided by 3/2, which becomes 2/3, minus x square is x cubed over 3, 1/3 x cubed, and we want to evaluate from 0 to 1, plus, in this case, x squared, so x cubed over 3 minus square root of x, that's like this, x raised to 1/2, so x raised to 1/2 plus 1 3/2 divided by 3/2, 3/2 becomes 2/3, x raised to 3/2 from 1 to 2. Now simplify, you may use your calculator. When you plug in 1 raised to a number is 1, so 2/3 minus 1 cube is 1, 1/3. 2/3 minus 1/3 is basically 1/3. Okay, plug in 1 on the top, in this function, upper limit is 1/3, minus plug in 0 for lower limit, 0, it will be 0. Okay, this evaluates the first part, plus second part, plug in 2. So 2 cubed is 8, 8, 1/3 times 8, 8/3, 8/3 minus 2 raised to 3/2, 2 raised to 3/2, 2 raised to 3/2. What is that? Let me do over here. 2 raised to 3 halves. Use your calculator. 2 cube is 8 raised to 1 half. That's the square of 8, which is 2 root 2. Okay, so when we plug in 2, so we get 2 root 2. 2 times 2 root 2, so 4 root 2 over 3. That's the upper limit part. Okay, for the second one, upper limit minus lower limit, plug in 1. So 1/3 is 1/3 minus 2/3. 1/3 minus 2/3 is negative 1/3. Okay, this big expression is coming from second definite integral. The first one was easy. I just plug in 1. Now let's finish this. So let me go down. 1/3 minus 0 is 1/3 plus, so 8/3 minus 4 root 2/3. We cannot subtract, but we can combine. This is 8 minus 4 root 2/3, common denominator 8, and that minus 1/3 minus 2/3, that's negative 1/3, and negative positive 1/3, and 1/3 plus 1/3 2/3, and 2/3, so 3 is the common denominator, 2 plus 8 minus 4 root 2 equals 8 plus 2 plus 8, 10. So the final answer is 10 minus 4 root 2 all over 3. This is a decimal number anyways.